6 weight loss diet plan mistakes that you do not want to make when starting a weight loss journey. I have coached hundreds of men and women who have been on and off the diet train for a very, very long time. And in this video, I'm going to break down the top 6 common mistakes that people make when starting a weight loss journey. In this video, I'm going to break down those top 6 diet mistakes and how you can avoid making the same mistakes so that you can be not only successful in your weight loss journey, but also achieve sustainable weight loss. So meaning you're going to enjoy the journey, and once you lose the weight, you're going to keep it off forever. No more yo-yo dieting. You can put that to an end right now after you watch this entire video. So let's dive right in. But of course, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one every single week. My name is Michelle Roots, kinesiologist, personal trainer, and nutrition coach with over 17 years experience in the industry, helping people increase lean muscle, decrease body fat to become the strongest, healthiest versions of themselves. And I created this channel because I want to help you as well. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the 6 most common weight loss diet plan mistakes that so many people make when starting their weight loss or fat loss journey and choosing the diet plan that they think will be best for them. Mistake number 1, and probably the most common, is extreme calorie restriction. So often the first thing people do when they want to lose weight without any calculations to find out the calories that will be right for their own body type, common number that's thrown around is 1,200 calories. They just start eating 1,200 calories a day and hope that that's going to help them with their weight loss journey. Now, here's the problem with a 1,200 calorie diet. I have a video actually right here talking all about it. I'll link that in the description below. That's not the magic number. 1,200 calories seems to be the magic number that's thrown around the internet, but every body is different. So everybody's metabolism is different. Everybody has a different amount of lean muscle mass to body fat, different heights, different activity levels. So you can't take one number that will work for this person next door. The same number of calories is not going to work for you. So choosing a random number that you saw someone on the internet is using and it's working for them to lose weight doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. And dropping your calories too low can lead to so many other issues. Of course, yes, you are going to achieve weight loss, because if you're eating only 1,000 calories a day, that is a very steep calorie deficit, and if you can stick to it, of course, yes, you are going to have a result of weight loss. Now, here's the problem. The problem is often cutting calories way too low will lead to rapid weight loss. So you will lose quite a lot of weight fairly quickly, which mindset-wise, you're like, yes, I'm crushing it, numbers going down on the scale. But what people often don't think about is the big picture. So when someone starts a weight loss journey, and it's very common to happen at the beginning of a year or before a big event coming up, I'm just gonna cut my calories, I'm gonna get to that dream goal weight, but there's no plan for afterwards. When you're experiencing rapid weight loss from drastically cutting your calories, it could also result in loss of muscle mass. It could slow down your metabolism. And also, because you're not eating much food at all, it could cause nutrient deficiencies as well. And not to mention, you're actually gonna feel horrible. You're gonna feel sluggish. You're gonna feel hungry all the time. It's not doing anything to help you build a healthy relationship with food. It's just thinking, starve myself to lose weight. But often people don't think of the big picture. So once you get to that magic weight on the scale that you've been so excited to see and you dropped your calories to get there, what's the plan for after? How are you going to maintain that weight? And a lot of people don't think about that. And often this is what leads to that yo-yo dieting. I lost 20 pounds, it was awesome, but then I gained it all back. You know why? Because you can't eat 1,000 calories for the rest of your life. So that's my first tip and the first common mistake I see. Yes, the easy way is to just cut your calories to see that number go down. But if your goal is changing your body composition, so you want to see more muscle definition, you want to get stronger, and then decrease body fat, so more of a body recomposition, cutting your calories drastically is not going to get you there. If you're losing weight by just walking and restricting your calories, that's fine if that's your goal. But all you're going to see is just a smaller version of your body, and often what people call skinny fat. And one side note that comes along with tip number 1 is I often see people, not only are they cutting their calories, they're cutting out entire food groups. So I'm gonna eat 1,000 calories a day and I'm gonna eat 0 carbs. So again, What is the long-term plan? Eventually you're gonna eat a carb. Eventually you're going to eat some fat. Cutting out entire food groups, again, can lead to nutrient deficiencies, feeling sluggish, not having enough energy to get through your day, perform your workouts, and it just, again, prevents you building that healthy relationship with food. If you have specific goals, learning how to track your macronutrients, so how much protein you should be getting, how much carbs you should be getting, how much fat you should be getting, calculating that so that you're still eating all of the food groups, but you're learning the percentages and how much of each you should be eating each day. I have multiple videos on my channel already breaking that down for you. I'll link a few videos in the description below to help you learn how to calculate your macronutrients based on your goal, as well as your calorie deficit based on your goal. I just want to take a minute to thank today's video sponsor, Element, one of my go-tos for replenishing my electrolytes after sweaty workouts. Electrolytes are so important for so many functions in the body, including hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. Sometimes water just isn't enough, and Element has the perfect balance of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And better yet, 0 artificial sweeteners or sugar, so no junk. Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramp, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Michelle. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Michelle. And that leads me into diet plan mistake number 2 is setting unrealistic expectations right at the beginning. So you're starting out and maybe you've seen these commercials on TV or you've seen people on Instagram probably lying, saying that I lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks, or even like, you know, in the line at the grocery store, all those cheesy magazines that say Sally lost 30 pounds in 3 weeks just from cutting out donuts or whatever it might say. But I understand why people would have unrealistic expectations because of media, social media, everything that's being thrown in your face. But the biggest mistake is starting your diet plan and giving yourself a very short timeline versus giving yourself time to ease into your diet plan, to allow for moderation, to allow for that 80-20 rule, to allow your body to adapt and think of it in a big picture again. So like I said in number 1, what's the long-term plan? So instead of being like, I haven't tried to lose weight in the last 3 years, but now I'm gonna start my weight loss plan and I better lose it all in 2 weeks or I quit. Think about it. I know it's laughable, but a lot of people in their mindset is like that, again, because of what the media tells us is doable. All I say is you didn't gain it in 2 weeks, so it's gonna be really hard to lose it in 2 weeks. So when you are setting out your expectations for your diet or your weight loss or fat loss journey, do a little bit of research on realistic timelines. I actually have a video as well already on my channel talking about how long does fat loss actually take right here. I'll link that in the description below if you want to go watch that. I share a little bit about my body recomposition journey after both of my pregnancies and how long it took realistically. So that's mistake number 2, is expecting everything to happen overnight, and when it doesn't, you get frustrated and you quit, or you feel lack of motivation. You start binge eating or you start skipping workout, all because you set these unrealistic expectations on yourself. Making sure you're tracking all forms of progress. Is your cardio getting better? Are you getting stronger in the gym? Are you being more consistent than you were a few weeks ago with your water intake, with your healthy nutrition? Are you eating more fruits? Are you eating more vegetables? Are you feeling more energized? Are you sleeping better? Are your inches going down? Are your clothes fitting better? Are you starting to see some definition in your arms? All of these things are also great markers of progress, not just that number on the scale. Diet mistake number 3, eating back your calories burned from exercise. So one thing I can tell you is research has found that Apple Watches, Fitbits, different activity trackers are just gonna give you a ballpark, and they can be very off. There's a lot of food trackers out there that once you put in your calories burned from exercise, it will give you more calories to eat for that day. And that's not right. So we are calculating your calorie deficit based on your metabolism, your daily movement, and a whole bunch of other factors. And I always say, consider your exercise bonus calorie burn, because one, we can't specify specifically exactly how many calories you're burning, but those numbers are not 100% accurate. So we don't want to base our nutrition and calorie intake on what a watch is telling us how many calories we burn, especially if you're doing a strength workout. One thing I always say is, when you are working out, you have to think of what is the goal for that workout. So when you are walking, the goal is extra calorie burn, movement, mental health, feel good. So yes, calorie burn is important, but again, don't rely on what your tracker says and don't eat back those calories. That's just extra 200, 300 calories coming from your calorie deficit. Great, gonna help you on your weight loss journey. If you are strength training, who cares how many calories you are burning during your workout? The goal of that specific workout is to challenge your muscles, is to build lean muscle. So we don't care how many calories we're burning. We care more about how heavy we're lifting, proper form, taking your rest periods, not having to do sprints on the treadmill in between exercises. The goal of that specific workout is to focus on your form, lift heavy to build muscle, in turn, increase our basal metabolic rate for life. So meaning we're gonna burn more calories throughout the day for the rest of our lives because we're building and maintaining more muscle. So we don't care how many calories our watch says we're burning. Unless of course you ran a marathon and maybe you're only eating 1,500 calories a day and you went and ran a marathon and you burned 1,000 calories. I would say like an extra snack would be okay in that situation. But if you're just working out 3 times a week for an hour, do not worry about eating back those exercise calories. Diet plan mistake number 4 I often see is relying too much on supplements. A lot of people will start smoothie diets, or well, how about if I just have a protein shake for breakfast and lunch and then I'll just eat food with dinner? Or I'm just gonna have a protein bar for lunch, a protein shake for breakfast, and then like another protein bar for dinner. I don't wanna laugh because, you know, if this is something you do, that is totally fine. My worry is always, what is this doing with your relationship with food? Are you eating these because you're scared to eat real food, because you're scared to gain weight? What about all the chemicals in these pre-made protein shakes that you're drinking? What happens when someone invites you out for breakfast? Are you gonna just bring your boost and be like, nope, this is my meal plan, this is all I eat? Or will you have the education and the confidence to choose something healthy on the menu that will still support your goals, but is not a protein shake? I stress, what is the long-term plan? If you lose weight and achieve your goal just from drinking smoothies all day and relying on protein bars, what is the long-term plan? You can't do that for the rest of your life. Why not start by building a healthy relationship with food, cutting out processed foods, and eating 80% of your day from whole foods. So foods that don't come in a box or a package, and then using supplements just as they are, supplements. I always say a protein powder is great if you need help hitting your protein goal, but supplements should be just that. So that's number 4, is making sure you're not just starting this diet and relying on buying all these supplements versus finding whole foods that are better absorbed by your body, that don't have a bunch of chemicals or artificial sweeteners, and are actually gonna fuel your body more, as well as help you build that healthy relationship with food and a better understanding of what fuel is actually good for your body. Diet mistake number 5, again, a common one I see, is chasing perfection. So expecting to be 100% perfect, and when you're not, you say, well, forget it. I fell off track of my diet. I'll start again on Monday. And this is again what creates that binge cycle, healthy eating, binging, healthy eating, binging, unhealthy relationship with food. Nobody is perfect. I can tell you right now, even myself as a coach, I'm not perfect. I don't eat 100% perfect, but I would say I eat 80% perfect 80% of the time. I still leave 20% to enjoy life. And that is what has allowed me to not only maintain my body weight, but also stay fairly lean all year round. I do not restrict food. I do not restrict my calories. I eat to fuel my body, but I also enjoy my life. I truly believe expecting perfection from yourself. And if you're starting a diet, I'm gonna have 0 sugar ever. I'm never gonna have any sugar. And I am never gonna eat a hamburger ever again. And I'm never gonna eat birthday cake on my birthday. And you know, this expectation of yourself to be 100% perfect is just setting yourself up for failure. Let's be completely honest. I feel like life is too short to not enjoy all of the good things. And once you allow yourself to be imperfect and really truly live what I believe is a lifestyle, long-term, 80-20 rule, you should be allowed to eat everything in moderation. Give yourself time, enjoy the journey, embrace all of these changes that are happening in your body, and just think, if I keep up with this, where will I be a year from now? Where will I be 2 years from now? Give yourself that mindset and stop expecting perfection. It's normal to mess up. It's completely normal to miss a workout. You are human. You get sick. Kids get sick. You have to stay late at work. You feel like sleeping in one day because your body's telling you you're tired. This is completely normal, but what matters more is after that imperfection, you get back on track as soon as you can. So if you sleep in and you miss your workout, you try and get in the next day or later on that day, but you don't freak out about it and feel like you're a failure. And number 6, the last diet mistake I see very often is choosing a diet plan that doesn't align with your lifestyle. Something that will work for your best friend or your mom or someone else is not necessarily going to work for you. There is no magic diet plan that is the best for weight loss. What is the best for weight loss is eating in a calorie deficit, building a healthy relationship with food, and doing it in a slow, sustainable way so that when you lose the weight, it stays off. But I would say building a healthy relationship with food and understanding that there is no time of the day that you can't eat food and that carbs are okay, fats are okay, and proteins are okay. All of these foods are allowed and should not be restricted. I think this is the best diet plan, not what time you eat. All of these fad diets and diet plans are basically just giving you restrictions to keep you in a calorie deficit. So if you are only eating in a certain time window, it's going to be much easier to stay in your calorie deficit because you can only eat between these specific hours. If you're keto and you're not eating carbs, it's going to be a little bit easier to stay in your calorie deficit because you cut out an entire food group, and so on and so forth. If you're only drinking smoothies, it's easier to stay in your calorie deficit because you're not eating real food. So that's my last mistake, is don't do what someone else is doing because it's working for them. Really dig deep, do your research, think about what is the best plan for me. And again, like I've been saying all video, what's the long-term plan here? What is gonna get me to my goal, but also keep me at my goal and get me off of this diet, yo-yo dieting train. Of course, any diet plan or any calorie deficit is going to take some willpower to stick to it. Of course, if you're changing your eating habits, if you're tracking your calories and macros, there has to be some caloric restriction in order to see results in your calorie deficit. But it shouldn't come down to cutting out entire food groups, missing out on social events. There's ways to do it and achieve results without having to suffer through the whole thing. So there you go, guys. Those are my top 6 weight loss diet plan mistakes that I see are oh so common. If you've made any of these mistakes in the past, leave us a comment below. Let us know what worked for you and what didn't work for you. Or maybe if you're on a journey right now, leave any questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help. I always do my best to get to all of your comments and use them for future video topics so that I can make sure I'm answering all your questions through my videos. If you would like more help with fitness or nutrition coaching to help you set a solid foundation and get off of the diet train, you can learn more about my one-on-one online fitness and nutrition coaching program. I'll link that in the description below as well. And as always, have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one.